He's setting them.
6, 5, 4.
We are set. Flag down. Cars down. We are going. Oh, Burch with a
Ralph
slow start.
slow at the line, but he just settles in. No stress. Great. 3, 4, 5 white cars leading away.
Oh, perfect.
I love that when that happens.
It's
I
the
tell you
white
guys, when we're racing, I'm race directing, you got white cars, there's a massive crash. Sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
You can't, if it's a yellow car, green car, you got an idea. But if it's 5 white cars and they're all together in one, no, sorry about the luck. And I tell them, the guys don't think about that. Yeah, there's 5 white cars here, and the guys, they get all mad or whatever. I'm just like, hey, don't paint your car white.
Yeah.
Then we can tell who you are.
Top
but
5
the guys don't
factory
think about
white.
that.
Man, oh man, no one thinks about that. They just want to get the quick paint job done. They don't care.
Exactly. Oh, it's cheaper that way. They only need 1 can of paint. Whether you do yellow and then you back it with white, it takes 2 cans of paint.
It's heavier too. Everyone's weight conscious
yeah,
about
exactly.
their body
Heavier.
shells. Yeah, I got 2 grams of extra paint on my body. I'm going to be 0.2 of a second slower. Nah, just drive faster, buddy.
Whoa! A little dicey here.
That was close,
man.
Jose Casas leading this one out, driving the defensive line, trying to keep the 2010 IFMAR World Champion for 200mm Nitro Touring Car at bay, Ralph Burch. Your pole starter was asleep at the start. What was he doing, man? Don't pull that trigger in time.
Whoa!
Hey.
Dive to the inside on the racing line. Jose going just a bit outside. KJ Jones up from the 4. Kenji from the 6, Mr. Infinity, moving up a couple spots here. Alain Levy, your bump-up driver from Austria, driving a Shepherd up from the 9 to the 5.
Great to see a good start from our field here in our 132nd odd final, racing for that top 3 to transfer into the Saturday program. We're going to pick up here with KJ Jones in the Serpent car through the front kink, trying to chase down. He's the last bumping driver in that spot right now, looking to pick up a Saturday program appearance, but he has Kenji up into the 4th spot, trying to chase him down to the tune of 0.9 of a second. Guess what color car Kenji's driving?
White.
Yep.
And that's very rare because he's usually rocking his race paint. Every race that I've been to, he's always rocking his race paint, so I'm very surprised to see him in factory white body.
Just another one, a drop in the ocean of factory white, boys.
Oh, KJ Jones rolling to, I think it was KJ number 4. It is.
It's come to a stop.
KJ Jones rolling to a stop, coming out of the sweeper. The marshal is on it. Terrible luck for KJ.
I don't know why it would have stopped, though. It's not a fuel-related issue. It shouldn't be. Only at 2 minutes 30 into the race.
For sure not.
Something else has let go here. Maybe a driveline failure, because it looked like he had 0 drive as soon as he came around the corner. But he will be out of contention unless he can get it fired and race back through the field, as we have already had Mike McBride struggling at the start. Benny Ciere struggling at the start as well. KJ Jones now struggling. Augusto Quinteros, the last actual running driver, the Argentinian in P7.
Tired for luck for Mike McBride, your transfer driver. Benny out early with a 1-minute pit stop. Still out there circulating, but way down. KJ Jones still not back on the racetrack yet. He is in the pits. Ralph Burch out front. 1.7 second lead over Jose. Kenji to the 3 spot. Oh, man, would that be a story for the boss man of Infinity to bump up from the Friday to the Saturday? They'd be partying like a rock star tonight.
Oh, yeah, the Infinity boys know how to get it done here. Kenji into P3 has a 4.3 second advantage over Alain Levy at the moment. We are yet to see our first round of pit stops, but they're not far away. 30 seconds until we hit that 4-minute mark. The magic sweet spot for those pit stops coming soon here in your 132nd odd final. And Kenji goes to the 2 spot as Jose Casas got caught up at that pit lane entry hairpin. And Casas now on the comeback. He's 4.6 seconds off the back of Kenji Taira, but Kenji racing to 2nd.
Absolutely, and not that far. 4 seconds behind Ralph Burch, so Kenji making it happen. Kenji's got a really good mechanic. His name is Bang. He's from Thailand. He is very good on the gun, so we're expecting very, very good pit stops. Kenji to the front. What? Pit stops going down. Ralph in at the 340 mark, so Kenji's in. Kenji in at the 406 mark. Now let's see who had the faster pit spot. And now in the pits there, Alain in the 9 car, down and away. Good stop by the missus, almost pancaked it coming out of the pit stop. Kenji falls to 2nd, so it's Ralph, Kenji, Jose to the 3rd. Let's see, Alain or David, who's it going to be? Blakeney goes to the 4th spot. Alain Levy, so Blakeney made his pit stop a faster pit stop just like that. Boom, David moves up to P4.
Great undercut from David Blakeney in the pit lane there. punched the throttle to drive out from underneath Alain Levy's car as he was about to get put down in the pit lane. Like you said, could have pancaked it there, but Ralph Burch back to the top.
Hey, you got another Diffie. You're
Lee Diffie comment.
Lee Diffie, yeah, exactly. So, man, you're going to have to call up your buddy Lee Diffie and say, hey, everybody thinks I'm you. Give me a gig.
Yeah, where's my spot on NBC? Let's do it.
Exactly.
Oh, man, we are following along here. This looks like we're following, I think we're following Kenji or Ralph. This would be Ralph, I think, onto the back straight.
We're following one of the white cars.
One of the white cars, yeah, we'll call it that. We're actually following Jose.
So Jose and David battling there for the 3 spot. Ralph Burch out front now, a 6.4 second lead over Kenji. Kenji a 6.5 second lead over David. So if Kenji can keep the tires to the tarmac, Kenji's going to bump, but he's still got 14 and a half. Contact there as they were racing hardcore side by side. If they had doors, it'd be door to door.
That was Jose and David getting caught up on each other coming out of the hot race chicane. Both of them going to cop a bit of a loss of time there as Ralph Burch snuck through and took off into the distance. Kenji Taira back there in the second spot, somewhere in that mix.
Man, that was almost ugly.
That was instructed from the race director, I'm sure, getting told to let Jose go through. I could hear some instructions.
Back straight, but he still got 14.
Man, they were close. It looks like this one of the cars in this heat struggling to keep it together and coming down the line. I believe this will be David Blakeney's car. I'm not even sure anymore. Could be Jose Casas. Had a 10-second second sector on the lap. Bit of a wild ride. Too many white cars in this heat, Scotty.
It's tough. It's painful as a track announcer, race announcer, commentator when you get a field full of white cars. It's very, very... All right, the battle right now for 4th and 5th, Alain Levy, which about 6 laps ago, traction rolled that had trouble coming onto the front straightaway right behind him. Augusto Quinteros, our bump-up drivers, these guys bumping up. Every spot is important, especially sitting in that 4th spot, Chris, because if something happens out front, bam, you will be in a transfer.
Yeah, they're going to be careful not to battle too hard and slow each other down and get into a couple of incidences here as Alain and Augusto both bumping out of the 64th final. Could be trying to follow Dana Smeltzer and bump again to get into the Saturday program. There's honor on the line for the last race of the day here at the Friday program at the IFMAR World Championships. Alain Levy looking a little bit wild for a ride there coming out of hot race chicane. Trying to keep it on the black stuff. The car's kind of, when they try and overcorrect the car, they wobble a little bit coming out of the corner. They just lose all that time, but he keeps it pointed the right direction. Trying to hold on to that 4th spot as Ralph Burch leads Kenji Taira and David Blakeney for your top 3, looking at bumping into Saturday.
Taira looking sharp right there. 7.6 second gap between him and the WG. Ralph Burch. Blakeney 8.8 second behind Kenji. Then Alain Levy 5.6. So the top 3 all got a good cushion as second round of pit stops should be coming through any minute. Ralph Burch across the start finish line. See if Ralph's coming in. Not yes. Looks like Ralph is in. Down and away. Good fuel stop there for Ralph Burch. Pit time shows 5.5 seconds. That is really good.
Serpent team getting him a fuel up. A nice quick pit stop. Clinical execution here for Burch. His pit in and out lap at 20.2. So he lost minimal time out of that one. And we'll hold on to it. How's the speed through the speed trap as well? 64.2 miles per hour across that speed trap marker as Kenji Taira back there. 9.8 seconds adrift into the second spot. David Blakeney back there to P3 from Alain Levy and Augusto Quinteros. Rounding out your top 5 as we get a fill up here with Alain Levy in the pit lane. And we follow him on his pit exit. He's going to rejoin here, a bit of a slow lap. Blakeney goes through to 3rd. Levy should still hold on to P4 here, but he rejoins just ahead of Augusto here. So Levy with that pit stop now rejoins right ahead of Augusto Quinteros, and they are back together for this battle for 4th and 5th. They had a moment just to keep them separated, give them a bit of respite from each other in that pit stop battle. Both of them having a wild ride onto the back straight. This is the battle for 4th and 5th, trying to be that guy on the bubble, looking on the outside, looking in, trying to get a bump into the Saturday program.
Ralph Burch out front with a 15.4. Kenji with a 15.5. David with a 16.0. Alain with a 15.7. Augusto with a 16.3. Jose doing a hot lap there, 15.3. Ooh, one car slowing. I thought he flamed out, but it's all right. It was just one of the white cars. We don't know who it is.
No idea.
No, 15.3 for Burch right there. 64.2 miles an hour down the back straightaway. He's got 11.8 second lead. Kenji with an 11 second lead over Blakeney. Blakeney with a 6 second lead right now over Alain Levy. So these guys now in the final second half. 10 minutes to go in this one. Alain Levy, Augusto trying to take a look to the inside. Oh, got outside. Just like Brandon Cho did. You got out there on that white stripe. You get your left rear out there. Sends you doing donuts.
Oh, man. Check out the Infinity instant replay here as we follow along. This is Augusto. And Alain Levy, he put it foam side down again and got
he saved it. Holy cow, what a move there. Great driving there from Alain Levy, who's from Austria, but he speaks French.
He was going to do his best Mark Webber impression there for a moment, I thought, but managed to keep it on the track and racing forward. He got lucky with that mistake from Augusto there. That's opened up their gap as they were running just behind Kenji Taira on track during that battle. I managed to pick out who was one of the white cars on track.
Good guess. You got 1 in 5 shot, right? Ralph Burch out front at 15.1 that lap for him. Kenji with a 15.5.
Following along with Kenji by the looks of it here as we come through the Infinity Carousel onto the back straight. Coming up behind some lapped cars. Kenji just racing a clean one by himself. Wow, he's too wide through that sweeper.
I want you to watch this. We stay with Kenji here. Watch the sweeper. Watch the entire team as they are watching Kenji. Watch all the red shirts when you come down the straightaway right here through the sweeper. You can see it. The entire Infinity team, they're cheering on the boss.
Oh, yeah, you better be on the sideline cheering on the boss. You're an Infinity team driver. You're here this week. You better be. You get your backside on that trackside sideline and cheering on the boss man here, Kenji Taira, looking for a bump into Saturday. And we watch those boys. They are going to erupt.
Oh, dude, it's going to be anarchy out there if Kenji bumps up.
As we follow along Kenji Taira through that Infinity Carousel, he's 13 seconds off the back of Ralph Burch, almost a lap down from your lead, but he has almost the same margin back again to David Blakeney in the third spot here, looking to bump his way into the Saturday program. Alain Levy further back there. Another 4.7 seconds adrift into P4. Jose Casas now trying to recover back into P5 as Augusto drops off into the 6 from Benny Ciere, Robert Morris, Mike McBride, and KJ Jones. Your full running orders. We are at the 12-minute mark. Kenji.
All right, Kenji, here. There's bang with the gun. Boom, down and away. Money stop right there.
Man.
That's as quick as you can get it. There's very few guys that are on a bang doing a very, very good job.
That was clinical perfection, that pit stop for Kenji. Getting it done in the pit lane. Kenji stays in second. Still clear, well and truly, more than almost 19 seconds over Alain Levy now up to the 3 spot.
So now we'll see what happened to David. David come in, he hasn't made his 3rd spot. Alain, they're just completing lap number 46. These guys should be coming in soon. We wait here for the cue. Alain Levy is in now at the 12:45. David Blakeney right behind him. So these guys coming out of the pit lane almost together is the battle for that transfer spot. Now there's the yellow car. There is Blakeney right behind him. So down, almost identical pit spots across the start-finish line. There's Alain Levy. Blakeney waiting for him to circulate. So a long spot for David. Oh, man, Blakeney way back. Where is he? Blakeney not circuit on the track yet.
Oh, man, he's still
if
in
he
pit
flamed.
lane.
Oh, man. Trouble there.
He never left the pit lane. He's going to go down the order. Jose Casas will take over that outside bump spot in the 4. Looking in, he's 5.4 seconds adrift from Alain Levy. Still within a chance with 6.5 minutes to go. Who's doing it quietly out front? The WG, Ralph Burch, 2010 200mm Nitro Touring Car World Champion, looking to race on Saturday.
Exactly, trying to make it happen here the hard way. It is one heck of a ladder for him to climb, but just to get to Saturday will be a bit of daylight, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Ralph Burch, the WG, the world's greatest. 6 minutes to go in this lane. Ralph, Kenji, and Jose, your top 3. Alain Levy coming in again, it looks like, for another pit stop. Levy having trouble. Oh, man, there's trouble. There he is. Oh, man, lost a gear. Looks like he lost second gear after the pit stop. Man, oh, man. And Augusto Quinteros, your bump-up driver, now poised with some little bit of luck, could bump up to Saturday. His gap 9.6 seconds behind Jose.
Jose was your early leader after catching Ralph Burch napping at the start line at the start of this one, some almost 15 minutes ago. We're going to pick up with Jose here through the Infinity Carousel. He's currently running almost 2 laps shy of Kenji Taira. So Kenji looking relatively secure to make it into the Saturday program. Oh yeah, we've been knock on wood for the boss man. But it's Jose coming through into that 3 spot, holding out 9.5 seconds over Augusto Quinteros, who's just hoping a double bump from last on the grid. What a story it would be to make the Saturday program for the Argentinian.
Absolutely. It would be great. Tough luck here for McBride. He had a tough start early in this one. He has been not able to climb back up the ladder, sitting way back in the 6th spot right now. He's going to need some just crazy luck for anything to happen out front. But 4:40 to go. Ralph, Kenji, and Jose Augusto right now. We'll check the lap time. Here comes Quinteros across the start-finish line right now. Check the gap between him, 10.3 seconds. He's going to need some help as we pick up Ralph Burch here with 4.5 minutes to go. We're expecting one more round of pit stop. Ralph just out on the racetrack. Now a bit of traffic in front of him. He yields to the leader. Ralph through the rumble strips, gathers it back up a nice wide line, keeping it safe and steady. Onto the back straight, here he goes. Ralph last time by a 15.3. This one a bit slower as he had to check up a little bit there, going through traffic with a 15.8. Kenji with a 15.5 and Jose. And now here he is, Ralph in for his final stop with 4 on the clock. Ralph down and away his final service.
Fuel to finish here for Ralph Burch, looking to pick up a 20.2 second lead he has over Kenji Taira here. The Infinity Boss Man poised to try and pick up that 2nd spot here. Kenji showing a red lap though, had his 4th and final fuel stop, now crosses the line and maintains that 26 seconds behind your race leader Ralph Burch, but still 23 clear of Jose Casas. Jose coming in for his fill up here. You can just catch him in the corner of your bottom screen in the 2 car getting his fill up. He is out of pit lane from a 5.8 second stop. Will come around to hold on to the 3 spot. Big margins across your top 4 here. Not too many super close battles at this point in time, but it's a matter of surviving all the way to the end here with 3:15 on the clock.
It is Burch, Kenji, and Jose Casas. Augusto Quinteros behind him. Robert Morris moving on up to the 5 spot. Robert had some tough luck at the start of his final for his chance to bump up to Saturday. It's 3 cars out front, 3 minutes to go in this one. Ralph, Kenji, and Jose.
I want to say something here, Scotty. Something I'm noticing becoming a common theme with these cars. Look how much understeer they have through all the right-hand corners at this stage of the race. That's the left side tires wearing down a lot quicker than the right side, and they're struggling to get the car turned into the right-hand corners, especially those fast ones. They turn on a dime through the left-handers at this stage, though. This is the dynamic of the car handling that's going to change in these longer races, and a big factor when we get to those 30-minute and 60-minute finals later tomorrow.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very, very interesting how the teams, we got, was that Quinteros in the orange?
Quinteros.
Oh, man, he is all the way into the corner. The marshal is bringing him to the pit lane here. Unfortunately, Quinteros' chance for the bump up is done. That is a big break here for Jose, Kenji, and Ralph. As now there is Robert Morris. There is 3 laps, Chris, between Jose and soon-to-be 4th spot Robert Morris. So that is a huge break. If the mechanics are smart, they're telling their driver, take it nice and easy. Be slow, be patient, just out there. Keep it between the lines for 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. There's Quinteros in the 10 car. He was trying to make that bump up. Not going to happen. Here we go. We got Alain Levy in.
He's limping into pit lane too.
Yeah, unfortunately
I think he's
not.
Done.
Yep, he is done. So again, a high attrition rate here in this one with 4 guys out. Ralph, Kenji, and Jose. 1 minute 30 to go.
Running it down here. 1 minute 15 left on the clock here. We follow along with Kenji Taira through the Infinity Carousel onto the back straight, trying to pick up that bump into the Saturday program. Ralph Burch leading the way, trying to pick this up as we go to a bit of split screen action and a fixed off camera, looking at the Infinity team on the sideline, cheering on the boss. as we come down the final minute to go here in our 132nd odd final.
Ralph Burch out front leading the way, followed by Kenji, Jose, and Robert.
45 seconds left for Ralph Burch.
45 seconds on the clock, guys. 45 to go.
Ralph with a 15P last time by.
It is Burch leading the way. Kenji and Jose. What a drive from these three guys.
Seconds to go.
Ralph Burch absolutely struggling qualifying. Finally in round 6, he had a good one. Coming up on a little bit of traffic. He got to play it right. He's coming up here on Robert Morris. That's Kenji we're following right now. Should have Ralph coming around. There's Ralph at the start-finish line. So Kenji got nothing but racetrack. He'll have Mike in front of him, McBride in fourth. 8 seconds ago, this one's in the books. And these guys looking to go to Saturday as they finish the line. Time is going to finish. We're looking over there. Time has finished here. These guys coming across the line for one more time. Ralph, Kenji, and Jose gonna bump up. We look at the red shirts over there. Look at that. Everybody cheering on the boss man there as Kenji making a bump up along with Ralph and Jose Casas. Very good run for these guys. Bump it up. Big smile. Look at Kenji there. He's a happy man. High five to Ralph Burch. Exactly. There's Mike. Robert Morris there. Mr. KO. Man, oh man, what a race we had.
All right, bumping up into race number 10 tomorrow will be Ralph, Kenji, and Jose. Race number 9 will be up at 8:30
All right, I'll bring us in.
tomorrow morning, 8:30 start.